Hello everyone, Charles here to share with you about excellent Asian films. Today I want to recommend the Singaporean film Ilo Ilo, which was released in 2013. The movie tells the story of a family in Singapore and their Filipino maid during the Asian financial crisis in 1997. Jala's grandfather, who has taken care of Jala since he was a child, just passed away, and Jala is in a sad mood. Jala is often reprimanded by his teachers for being mischievous at school. His mother, who is pregnant, works as a secretary in a shipping company and often receives complaints from the school. Under the pressure of the financial crisis, Jala's mother is afraid to quit her job and does not have the energy to take care of Jala. After discussing and communicating with Jala's father, she hired Terry, a maid from the Philippines. Jala has always longed for his mother's company, but the arrival of Terry dashes his hopes again. So he decides to make things difficult for Terry. He protests about Terry having to sleep in his room and refuses to eat at the same table with Terry. Once, when the two are shopping in a store, Jala sneaks unpaid items into Terry's shopping bag, causing her to be accused of stealing. Fortunately, the mall's surveillance proves Terry's innocence. But instead of telling Jala's mother about the incident, Terry only harshly reprimands Jala. Jala begins to avoid Terry, who picks him up from school every day. He runs home first, jumps over the fence, and locks Terry out of the door. One time, Jala disobeys Terry's order to not run out with his bicycle, gets hit by a car, and hurts his arm. At first, even though he is injured, he still refuses to let Terry help him take a bath. But in the end, he decides to ask Terry to help him, who takes care of him as gently as his mother did, so Jala slowly begins to accept Terry. Because she came to Singapore to earn money as a maid, Terry had to entrust her 1-year-old son to her sister. She calls her sister every week to ask how her son is doing, but each time, her sister would only urge Terry to send her living expenses. Jala's father makes a mistake at work, which leads to his dismissal. He becomes depressed and chooses to hide the matter from his pregnant wife. While he tries to sneak a cigarette in the stairwell outside the apartment, Terry catches him in the act, but she doesn't tell Jala's mother anything. Jala and Terry's relationship starts to improve, and on his birthday, Jala even asks Terry to join him for a photo. Seeing the change in her son, Jala's mom feels that her identity as the mother has been replaced by Terry, and she becomes upset. One day, Jala finds a cigarette that his father had hidden in the house, and throws it in the toilet after taking a puff out of curiosity. When his mother finds the cigarette in the toilet, she thinks it was Terry who smoked it. While Jala's mom is accusing Terry, his dad comes forward and admits that the cigarettes are his and confesses the fact that he lost his job. Disappointed, Jala's mom sees an ad for a seminar on the street, attends a motivational speech, and is so impressed that she purchases the speaker's seminar course. However, that night, she sees on TV that the speaker has been arrested for fraud, which makes her so upset that she breaks down and cries in front of her husband. At school, Jala is angered by his classmate teasing Terry and fights with him, injuring his classmate. The school plans to expel Jala, but Terry keeps pleading on his behalf. Jala's mom aggressively reminds Terry that she is not the mother of Jala. Jala is whipped in front of his classmates. Although Terry is present, there is nothing she can do to help. Jala's dad gets a job as a factory security guard, but is fired after he accidentally breaks several boxes of eggs. The family runs out of money and has to fire Terry. Immediately upon learning the news, Jala buys many lottery tickets with his allowance, and is very frustrated when none of them win. At the time of parting, Jala cuts off a strand of Terry's hair as a keepsake. At the end of the film, Jala's mother safely gives birth to a little girl. Although facing many difficulties, the family still goes on with their lives. The English title of the film is taken from the city of Ilo Ilo in the Philippines, which is the home of Terry in the film. The story is based on the director's own experience in childhood and describes the rebuilding of a family from the perspective of a child. Although the film is depressing, it is still full of humor and warmth. Everyone in the family is looking for optimism and hope in a desperate situation. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more.